Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? Hope you're doing well. I'm actually sitting here petting a very special little girl. I'll try and turn the camera so y'all can see her. Here she is. She's just like, "Hey, Mom." I know she came up to me to be petted, and she's actually been quite vocal here lately. Quite interesting. Here she is. There's her pretty face. Yeah, I know she's such a beautiful girl. I love her to pieces. She's my baby. Yeah, you know you're my baby, don't you? I know. I know. Hey, I am such a baby. hmm So anyway, if she's going to stick around, maybe I'll just do a voiceover, and then you all can have opportunity to watch her, watch her butt. I know she's a silly girl, and she knows she's a silly girl. So anyway, I thought I'd do something a little bit on the different side today. Aside from this, I didn't expect this. Um, excuse me. Um, uh, so yeah. Anyway, I thought maybe I might uh, do something a little bit different. Couple. Well, just to give you all a quick update on me, I'm actually doing really, really good. Uh, Even with that, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, what have you. With what I went through here recently, it was like, wow, yeah, total sidewinder there. But anyway, so I thought I would, uh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good there and everything. I did try something new this morning. Actually, I just did it. Where because the muscles in my chest are strained, Um, so I thought I might try something a little bit on the different side and do some massage therapy, my own massage therapy. I was thinking back to when I had my car accident 7 years ago, what sort of techniques they did, so I'm trying to rack my brain on that, but also at the same time, just kind of going with the flow, and um, massaging those areas. Oh, she's gonna be a cutie. She's gonna go into one of her cute poses. And anyway, yeah. And I thought, just massage those areas that are really strained, that keep, spazzing, and so on and so forth. And wow, that felt really good. Actually, yesterday I completely forgot to take my allergy pill and do my nasal spray. So, and I remembered it when I was laying down on my mat and pillow last night, the acupressure mat and pillow. And I was just like, well, obviously I didn't need it throughout the day, so let's try and see if maybe I could do without. So yeah, I haven't had it for, I guess, a couple days now. So it's like, okay. I did, when I was massaging, a little bit of stuff came up, but not anywhere near what would have happened before. Um, I had my incident last week. We'll just call it that. So, but yeah, I that was really, really, really a good sign to see and everything. Oh, she's having. She does this when she doesn't no longer wants to be petted. She just wants me to kind of soothe her with. It's like a soothing mechanism, basically, with doing this to her foot. Of course, she's watching the camera. She's like, "No, okay, I'm done, Mom." Yeah, when she's done being petted, she'll put her foot in my hand, and I'll just kind of rock it, and it's kind of like a soothing mechanism for her. So, anyway, get myself a little bit more comfortable. situated. All right. So yeah, it was really nice. I was basically massaging all these areas in here and through here a little bit, below my breast. So even those muscles are just very tense and everything. Just really getting in. Like I said, a little bit of stuff came up, not too bad. And I'm a little post nasally now, but it's like, okay, let's see if maybe I can. How long I can go off it. Maybe try and retrain my body to do what it's supposed to be doing, Mm-hmm. I don't know. I know. Be careful, please. I know. You don't have to say it. So, but otherwise, yeah, for the most part, things are great. Work was great last night, very easy going and so forth, taking it easy. I'm not trying to push myself too much because I do find myself getting to be breathless still and everything. But yeah, not too bad. No weather last night. We're supposed to be going through a little bit of a dry spell. I guess off to the east, like northwest Arizona, Mojave County, and so forth. Possible storms. I think that's what I had seen either today or I happened to see yesterday's forecast also when I was looking. But mostly what we're dealing with now is a lot of high winds. Um, it was actually pretty calm last night, but just today it's a little bit of high winds, normal temperatures, probably low hundreds. I didn't catch what the temperature was supposed to be, but beautiful sunny skies. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful, that beautiful desert blue sky. Yeah, gorgeous. I love it. So yeah, myself just really taking it easy and everything. Um, I did do a tarot oracle card reading. I'm still called to doing that even after being flabbergasted basically by the Twin Flame Collective reading. It was like, yeah, some big messages came out of that. So it was like, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through right now. So, but yeah, I did have something kind of funny happen with my own reading. Uh, well, I've been using these one decks um, quite frequently this year. I actually bought them. I think well, it's a kind of combination buying them. I think end of last year, beginning of this year, something like that. I don't remember. And then this other one that I bought since I've moved in here. And I don't know, they've just been really called. And of course, I use the Spirit Animal Oracle deck as my first. So yeah, I had kind of some weird things happen with that. It was like, what? Okay. But the funniest thing that happened was with I was even though I've called to use the other decks throughout the readings, or I some a lot of times I get called to use other decks as well. So I did that, and there's the one deck that I use. I think it's called the traditional Rider Waite Tarot deck. It's blue box basically, kind of monotone colors and so forth. Um, but anyway, um, I think it has a copyright. Yeah, it has a copyright in 1971 on it, but it's still in production, so they're not that old. But anyway, that's my deck that I use when I feel that there's messages from my ancestors coming in, and I was called to use that deck yesterday. I use a Celtic cross spread for that, and it made sense, with what I was going through, with the bombshell news that I had, and everything that came up from it and so forth. So it made a lot of sense for me to be called to use that deck, and it was interesting because as I was shuffling. Card popped out, and it was the King of Wands. And when that happens, I kind of I follow my intuition with all of it, but with as to whether I actually keep it out or not, or put it back in the deck to reshuffle. Sometimes it just kind of depends on the feel that I get with that. And in this case, it was like, okay, leave the card out. And I did the spread, and it really didn't. I was trying to figure out how is this card fitting in, and especially with the position it was in and direction that he's facing is telling me, look to the past. It's just like, what? No, I'm closing the door on the past, or at least the messages that are coming out as in relation to that. And it was like, what in the world? I couldn't figure that out, and I'm like, all right, and I just started, picking up cards, putting them back. And when I as I'm after I pick up the cards and reassemble the deck, I always like to look at the card that's on the bottom. Okay, and I was doing that, and there was another tarot deck. I use a combination tarot oracle cards, and there was another tarot deck that I had used previously that I use a different spread for, and got some messages. And it was funny, after I picked up the cards for that deck and I looked at the bottom, guess what was there? Yeah, King of Wands. I'm like, okay, got it. Blew my mind a little bit. So, anyway, um, so yeah, I just thought I would share that because I thought it was funny. Whether anybody else does or not, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. But I thought it was funny. So if it resonates with you, go for it. So anyway, and yeah, basically, what it was telling me, because I had pulled with that final spread, I had pulled three kings, and I was just like, okay, there's the fourth king that's still hovering, which is the King of Pentacles. Well, that other spread that I had done, King of Pentacles was in there, and that's what it was telling me to tie everything in together and so forth. It's like, okay, got it, I understand. So yeah, and I did pull the Emperor card too, with asking some additional questions. It's like, okay, um, with things. So it's like, okay, got it. So, so yeah, all four kings were present, basically. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, things are going pretty good for me, and of course, Possum's doing well, and so forth. So it's great. But what I really want to do today is, yeah, obviously I wanted to share an update, but I wanted to also make a request, a couple of requests actually, not for me, for some other people. Okay, and they don't know I'm doing this or anything. Okay, um, as you all know, I follow and Mary Jo Cranmore with Soulful Revolution. I know I talk about her quite a lot. She's kind of like my guru. But and there is another reader that I also follow over on Facebook. She has a page called Devra's Enchantments. That's DEV, not DEB, but VRA. Okay, it's Devra's Enchantments. She also has a YouTube channel, but I mostly follow her on Facebook. I forget that most of the time that she also has the YouTube channel. So and she does do lives, and does do private readings as well, either in person or through Zoom. The reason why I bring her up is because she just had surgery, and so I'm uh, requesting if y'all can just send some. You don't necessarily have to, go to her page or whatever. Of course, I'm sure she'd really appreciate it, but at least send some positive energy to help her with her recovery. Okay, some positive and healing energy. Okay. The other request that I wanted to make for somebody, again, they have no idea I'm doing this, um, but these are people who have touched my life in in various ways and so forth. So of course, they have a little bit of a special meaning for me. This other one, I met him about 5, 6 years ago, something like that. I think I hit, it was, had just gone online to do my ride sharing work for that night anyway. And I got a request from this older gentleman to pick him up. And it was in a shopping center, you know. Um, but anyway, and it was from a pizza parlor that was just opening up. It's just up the road from where I lived at that time. And I knew that it had, I hadn't seen it before, and it had just opened up and everything. Okay. So anyway, I pick him up and everything, and the name of the pizza place is just kind of like, okay, this is weird. And so I was asking him about it. It's basically IDK Pizza. Okay. And I was just like, okay, what does this stand for, or what have you? Do you know anything about it? And he's like, yeah, it's actually my son's place. And it stands for I don't know pizza, and not even thinking about all the acronyms or whatever that we use for texting these days and everything. I don't use most of them. I hate to say it. I'm lucky I know the ones that I know. I don't keep up with trends and so forth. So I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. And he's like, yeah, it stands for I don't know pizza. And I'm like, why would somebody be opening up a pizza joint if they don't know pizza? Yeah. He's like, oh, I see what you're saying. I'm like, he's like, no, let me explain. I guess apparently it's the whole concept behind it is to try and help save relationships, when you get into those discussions about, oh, what should we have for dinner? And then you say, oh, I don't know, pizza. That's the idea behind it. Whereas my brain was thinking, why in the world would you say that you don't know pizza if you're opening up a pizza joint, So anyway, yeah, he explained that to me and so forth. And he was also telling me that uh, he actually had just been diagnosed with brain cancer. And this was that he had decided he was a successful businessman, and instead of doing up a will with his children's inheritances, he basically asked them what it is that what it is they wanted. Then that way, he could dispense it, and he could see them enjoying it, and so on and so forth. He didn't have very long to live. So, and this was his one son's request, and he was just like, "You want to take your inheritance, open up a pizza parlor?" It's like, okay, whatever. So, and in this case, at least he would have the opportunity to help his son out with helping him get off the ground and everything, not just financially, but also with business sense and so forth. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense and everything. And over the years, at any time, of course, I've moved a few times, but anytime I would be in the area, I would always think of him and what he had told me and so forth. And now that I've been doing deliveries, I've been finding myself picking up from there quite frequently. Well, last night, and coincidentally also, this is, if you watched my Saturday's video, this is the same pizza place where I had picked up an order, and I needed to drop it off at a strip hotel, or a hotel on the strip. Let me say that right. I live in Vegas, okay? So, but excuse me, I crack myself up here a minute. Anyway, so yeah, it's a stripper hotel. Well, why not? Prostitution is legal in the state of Nevada, just not Clark County. But anyway, oh gosh, another topic. All right. Get your mind out of the gutter, child. So anyway, anyway, I was dropping off this order at one of the resorts on the strip. Okay, and unfortunately, the party never showed up. I kept trying to get a hold of them, texting, calling, no response. I got a hold of customer support. They tried calling them, no response. So the order was canceled, and now here I have this pizza order. What do I do with it? Well, I wound up passing it off to my next customer. Hey, you want some free pizza? Sure. All right, have at it. So anyway, this is the same place that I had picked up that order. Okay. Well, I got a request last night from there, and they weren't very busy, and or at least there wasn't, other drivers or whatever. And it was a gentleman who I had seen working in there several times before, and and so a little bit of rapport there, what have you, and I asked him, just like, hey, are you the owner or manager or what have you? And wonder if maybe it might be the guy's son. And he's just like, no, I'm just a worker. And I'm just, oh, okay. So was going into explaining to him, the situation that happened, 5, 6 years ago and everything. He's like, oh, yeah, the old man, yeah, he's still alive. I'm like, what? I was completely blown away. I'm like, this man has been battling brain cancer for the last 5, 6 years. I'm like, holy cow. Couldn't believe it. And he's like, yeah, he's still alive. He's still going strong and everything. Yeah, he's still battling it and everything. But he comes in earlier in the day. But yeah, he's still going strong. I'm like, I was shocked, completely blown. I thought for sure he had passed away, especially with the pandemic and everything, and all that mess that we've been through and so forth. I'm like, wow. So yeah, that was one case, um, and he was a wonderful gentleman. He had a wonderful energy and everything. One case, one good example as to why we had to go through the shutdowns and had to be masking up and so on and so forth until we could get it all under control. So what I'm asking you all to do in this case, again, with Devra, if you all could send some positive energy his way, um, heck, even healing energy, um, some positive and healing energy his way, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. I know I would. So yeah, that just completely blew me away. That's an inspiration story. There's been quite a few of them out there that I have, since I've been going through my mess. Excuse me. That I have followed and so forth. Um, and this is just one more to add to the list. So yeah, definitely pass along some of that positive healing energy his way as well. It would be awesome if it wound up being a miracle and possibly I don't want to say what's the word, I can't, what I'm trying to think here. Yeah, remission. I knew I'd think of it. It would be awesome if throughout all this maybe possible remission. That would be wonderful. I'll check in from time to time, um, anytime I'm in there, and post some updates, see, you know, and everything. So either way, at least if maybe he gets some of that good energy, might help at least lift his spirits. So anywho, yeah, awesome. Yeah, and if there's anybody else that out there too, send some positivity their way. Maybe they're just going through a challenge. Maybe it might be physical, might just be emotional or what have you. Send some positive energy their way too. Okay? I'm not always a badass. Anywho, um, yeah, I think that's all I can think of. I know that's it's awesome. Yeah, there's still a little bit. I just got a little whiff of smoke, so yeah, it's still in the air and everything, but at least it's not affecting me as bad as what it was. So, anywho, yeah, I'm gonna let you go so I can go and do my yoga and so forth and eat some food. I'm hungry. All right, I love you all. I'll talk to you all soon.